In a revealing conversation, this celebrity openly discussed her personal growth, emotional journey, and the life-changing experiences that have shaped her over time. She admits that, for a significant period, dating was a mere distraction, a way to pass the time rather than connect with someone genuinely special. Instead of sitting alone with her thoughts, she would find herself texting or flirting. Even though deep down, she knew these relationships weren't leading anywhere. Yet, she couldn't ignore the sense of comfort it provided at the time. But here's where the shift happened. She realized it was all just noise. The relationships weren't fulfilling any real emotional need. What she was truly seeking was peace and the ability to embrace solitude. Through this realization, she began to understand that many of her past actions were attempts to fill a void, an emptiness she hadn't fully acknowledged before. She described it as the loud distractions of life, which, in reality, were keeping her from understanding who she truly was. One of the most empowering decisions she made was to embrace complete silence, removing any distractions from her life, including relationships, and truly sitting with herself. This allowed her to focus on her personal development and understand her own emotional needs without relying on external validation. During her podcast tour, she experienced a breakthrough moment. She had always struggled with the idea of being alone in the spotlight. Public speaking, especially solo, had always terrified her. From elementary school to adulthood, standing before an audience without someone to lean on was her greatest fear. But this time, she decided to face it head-on. She took full responsibility for planning the podcast tour, organizing everything herself, without relying on a partner or even a close confidant. The tour was grueling and emotional, but completing it solo was one of the most significant achievements of her life. Not only did she conquer her fear of public speaking, but she also proved to herself that she didn't need a spouse or anyone else to validate her worth. The feeling of independence was liberating, and she felt an overwhelming sense of accomplishment that she had navigated such a daunting challenge on her own. This entire experience, from embarking on the podcast tour to confronting her fears, was about self-discovery and empowerment. She spoke about how in the past, she had tried to lean on others, avoiding the vulnerability that comes with stepping out into the world alone. But now, she sees things differently. She no longer feels the need to lean on anyone to prove her worth. The journey she went on taught her that she is enough, all on her own. She emphasized that this personal growth was crucial for her. Not having a man by her side for the podcast tour and doing it all independently gave her the clarity and confidence she needed. She didn't just do it to prove others wrong. It was about proving something to herself. The fear of being alone in the spotlight had always haunted her, but the victory of overcoming it solo was invaluable. In this empowering narrative, she shared for the first time her thoughts on these experiences. Her decision to face her vulnerabilities head-on, without leaning on others, transformed her understanding of self-worth and independence. And as she continues to move forward in her journey, she now knows that she doesn't need anyone else to validate her strength or abilities. This powerful story is a reminder for us all that sometimes the greatest growth happens when we step away from distractions and take the time to sit with ourselves, face our fears, and achieve personal milestones that we once thought were impossible. In the end, the real victory is not about doing things for others, but proving to ourselves that we can do it all on our own. For more on this journey and more inspiring stories of self-discovery, make sure to subscribe to Celebrity Demons. Stay tuned for more exclusive insights into the lives of your favorite stars.